So, as you can see now, I'm stood next to a stone circle up in Yorkshire. Now, one of the things which I've noticed in my own life is that having time in nature, but also finding sacred spaces, a space which has been used for maybe religious or ceremonial purposes. One of the things during my time as a novice monk, when I would go into towns, the space I would usually go and gravitate to and meditate was usually in the churches. I was a Buddhist novice monk, but actually to go into the churches was the stillest place, and it was a beautiful place to meditate. And I still do this from time to time. I'll go and I'll sit. I was working in the local town last year when in the morning I'd get in and I'd go and sit for half an hour and I'd meditate in this beautiful space. So this is something which I find that nowadays very few of us go to church. I personally don't go to church to pray, but I definitely go to church to find inner stillness. Now, if we look behind me here, we've got a stone circle, which in generations past this would have been a church in its own way, its own kind of right. If you think of a lot of the churches over the years, certainly in the UK, they were built on places where the yew trees were. Now the yew trees were, I wouldn't necessarily worships, but they were in places of worship. So the churches were built already, which was already on spaces which were sacred, which were already used in ceremony by whatever religion or whatever faith was in the land, whether that was pagan, whether that was shamanic, Celtic or whatever. So my reflection here now is just to remember that it is out there. The churches. You don't necessarily need to go to a church service to go and sit and meditate and be still in a church. If you're in a town and you're busy and you've got a lunch break, go and spend 5-10 minutes in a church, because it's really beautiful. Don't feel you have to go and pray or sing, but if that draws you in, then go and do that. But also find the church of nature. Find a really beautiful space. Connect to Grandmother Earth, or to Earth Mother. To be outside in Mother Nature. To see that, yeah, there is so much beauty here. And maybe if you find standing stones or a stone circle, walk around. Connect back to all those people who've done ceremony here for thousands, literally thousands of years. I mean, in this case, I don't think this stone circle's been here that long. But certainly in certain places, stone circles like Stonehenge near Glastonbury, has been there for literally thousands and thousands of years. And what finding a place of beauty in nature does, or going into the churches, the places external beauty, you help to connect with your own internal beauty, to your inner sacred space, because the body is an inner sacred space. Of course. We don't necessarily believe that or feel that, but it is. So just acknowledge. Go out, find a park, be still under a tree. Just take that time to stop. As I said in other videos, just stop, to be still and come and find somewhere beautiful and just stop. Don't necessarily need to write, listen to your MP3 player, text. No, don't do any of that. Just stop and become sacred with outside, so you can be sacred within. On the emerald tablet was written, as above, so below, as without, so within. So if we go without and we go to a place of beauty, so we help to find the beauty within ourselves. Everything which is outside of ourselves is reflected inside of us. Okay? So yeah, What an amazing evening. It's interesting looking at the sky this way. It's just completely black clouds. But here, sunshine. And there, blue sky. So cool. So it's a pleasure as always. So remember, find that sacred space without. Take time. Go out. Go and find some tree to sit under, a river to sit by, even if it's in a city. Go to a park, go to a church, a synagogue, a mosque, whatever it is, where your faith, your belief is, and go and drink in that sacredness, that beauty. Okay, beautiful. Be well.